Dr. Abati, I was the first person to speak about Jonathan's coming back, even though I'm not a former governor. I spoke on another sister platform, and it became a national affair. Now, these were all conjectures, and we were trying as much as possible to bring in more capable hands, in view of the comatose nature of the PDP. Quite a lot of people have left the PDP, and they have pitched their tent with the coalition. Now, it is incumbent on us, to make suggestions, make conjectures, try to bring capable hands that will come into the PDP and raise its profile and its status. At the moment, the people in there are incapacitated by so many factors because they were part and parcel of how the PDP has been plunging. Bala Mohammed has been the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum. He was unable to sieve some of the major defections that has affected the governors. We have now lost two governors, the governor of Akwa Ibom and the governor of Delta State. And we are most likely to lose the governor of Rivers State. So in his leadership, we have been able to lose about 3 governors. Now, coming to other issues, the Wike factor is there. He is also, making concerted efforts to ensure that the PDP does not survive, it doesn't rise, so that his own aim, which is to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, will materialize without no competition at all. So for us, who are genuine members of the party, who are passionate about the party, and who have been in the party right from the beginning, since 1998, we believe that the party can rise again. Like I always say, the PDP is like the beetle. It never dies. Now, coming to bringing these two people, they were originally members of our party. Jonathan does not know any other party apart from PDP. Although there were rumors at a point in time that he was going to contest under an APC administration, but that rumor was denied. Now, with these current insinuations that we have been making, we believe that Jonathan has not come out to either affirm or deny that he's going to contest or he's not going to contest. Furthermore, we have read so many reports and we have heard so many reports that he has been holding some meetings with very critical stakeholders on the issue of this contest. So perhaps we may have gotten the speculation right, that Jonathan is likely to come out. Peter Obi has just of late, yesterday, directed all his supporters to vote for an ADC candidate wherever he is, while he is still in Labour. Now, Labour Party this morning has called out to its members to disregard Peter Obi's comments. So these have shown that Peter Obi is married to the ADC and is most unlikely to defect to the PDP. Although he has made allusions to the fact that the PDP had approached him. Well, the whole thing, the last straw that broke the camel's back was the statement released by the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, where he said they were not looking for, that there were capable hands within the PDP. But to me, I believe that that statement was merely a form of shakara, where you don't want to say, okay, we are looking for people, that we have capable people. But in essence, you are looking for the people, because there is no political party that will survive without high-profile personalities.
Okay,
and
okay.
These two people are high-profile personalities.
Umar Sani. Now, with regard to President Jonathan,
I can hear you.
If we could integrate that a little bit, you recall that in 2018, ahead of the constitutional amendment process that led to the 2019 Constitution, one of the sections that was amended was Section 137. Section 137, sub 3,
Yes.
for presidents, and then I think Section 182 for governors, to the effect that any president or governor, but in this case, let's focus on Section 137, sub 3, any president who emerged by completing the term of a president who died in office and was sworn in is only entitled to just one term in office, namely that you can only be sworn in twice. Yeah. You cannot be sworn in a third time within the purview of the spirit of the law itself. Now, do you see this being a problem in the likelihood that President Jonathan says, okay, I want to run? Won't they come and say, well, in 2010, you were sworn in as acting president to complete the term of President Yar'Adua. In 2011, you won election on your own steam. Why will you come again in 2026, 2027 to say you want to be president? Isn't that, legal booby trap there?
Party in Arise TV interview Umar Sani against the Peter Obi backing ADC and Northern supporting Peter Obi, and Northern also urged the Southeast and South to support Peter Obi and Jonathan coming back as a president, and why Tinubu will now make it to second term. Like, for me, the last question Abati give to Omar Osini got him so shocked. Jonathan can never win an election in Nigeria again. Please forget it, because Jonathan or the other people are there. Other people are there. Yes, it's not only him. Like, if Jonathan become a president again, that means there is no anybody that can defeat him now. As big as Nigeria, we don't have anybody to do competition, like to go to president. Is another person, another ex-president that will become. Atiku and Obi should join PDP and support and step down for Peter Obi and step down for Jonathan in 2027 if they want to become president and vice president in 2031. Who says that? This person, you know politics so well. PDP is not in this 2027 election. They can go home and try in 2031. There is no politician in PDP that can win one state in Nigeria, let alone nationwide. Okay, I will still leave the video for you to watch while you like and share.
When Buhari, when he was head of state, when he enacted a decree which dealt with the 3 cocaine pushers, and as at the time they were arrested, there was no law to the effect that it is a capital offense. So he enacted a decree and then backdated it, giving it a retrospective effect. Now, in the country, a lot of hues and cries were made that decree in itself is illegal. But because you cannot make law and give it retrospective bearing. Now, with the issue of Jonathan, I think the law was made after Jonathan had left. Perhaps, maybe the lessons were learned from Jonathan's ascension to the throne, but the fact of the matter is that law should not affect him because it cannot have retrospective effect. Okay. So Jonathan, to me, is eminently and clearly qualified to contest for president in 2027.
Okay. So thank you so much for clarifying that. I'd like to turn to issues around zoning because, of course, the 44-man zoning committee was inaugurated yesterday. And, when we speak of names of Goodluck Jonathan and Peter Obi being thrown in, it makes the assumption that the presidential ticket for PDP will be zoned to the south. Now, when you read some of the statements from yesterday and check the body language, it seems that it's not clear, it's not predictable which way the zoning committee is going to go. What's your stance on this, and what's some of the insight you have concerning this issue around zoning, which many people might say has been one of the biggest existential threats to PDP?
You see, within the PDP, zoning has been encouraged, especially in Section 7 of our Constitution, where it gives room for, general participation, that every section of the country must be taken along. So it gives that room for zoning. And that is why a zoning committee chaired by Deodire, the governor of Bayelsa State, was inaugurated yesterday. Now, the idea is not only to zone the presidency, it is also to zone the party chairmanship. We are also having our convention, don't forget, in November. And so wherever the presidency lies, that's where the other side will take the party chairmanship. And it is very clear from all indications that the party chairmanship will be zoned to the northwest. So if the party chairmanship will be zoned to the northwest, because their preliminary report has shown that perhaps it will go to the northwest. So if it will go to the likelihood that the presidential ticket will go to the south is very clear. And within the PDP there is that clamor. We are not, because Nigeria operates a multi-party system where each party looks at its own internal issues and how to resolve it. Now, in the PDP, the North is clamoring to become president. And they want to do an 8-year term because the North has been unable, of the 16 years of the PDP, the North was able to navigate only 2.5 years, perhaps. And so Northerners are more interested in trying to gain that advantage. And so Goodluck Jonathan, to them, gives that leverage because he is compelled by law to only do one term. And it will not be based on promises or any other thing because the law is so very clear. So his choice as the presidential candidate gives the North an unfettered advantage that in 2031, the North will get it. And so perhaps this has informed some of the arguments.
Okay. So you're saying the argument is that the North will have a steady path to power quickly, they'll get it. Isn't a Goodluck Jonathan campaign a recipe for an easy second term for President Tinubu? Because the analysis also goes that they will cannibalize the votes of anybody in the opposition and make it easier for the president to emerge. Any time that an incumbent has been beaten is as a result of a convergence of forces against the incumbent, which happened in the case of Goodluck Jonathan. But when you split it out, definitely it cannibalizes things and it just makes it easier for the incumbent to win again. So is this not an easy ride to the second term? This that the PDP and they're trying to do with Jonathan isn't just going to make it consolidate, and President Tinubu will now do a second term and hold the ace to where the power will come from the North when he finally leaves in 2031. What do you think about this argument?
Well, Rufai, your postulations look very attractable on the surface. But when you look at it, factually, you will understand that the coming in of Goodluck Jonathan will even further affect the president coming back than, give him that benefit. For instance, the president is now preparing the South-South for himself. He's preparing Edo for himself. He's preparing Akwa Ibom for himself. He's preparing Rivers for himself. He's preparing Delta for himself. So the coming of Goodluck will upstage that arrangement, because being somebody from the South-South, the possibility that the South would vote for Goodluck Jonathan is very massive. They will come out en masse because this is their own son. So they cannot sacrifice their own son for any other consideration. So it will affect the president more than it will affect any other candidate. Then coming to the North, which is the battleground. For Goodluck Jonathan is a very popular person in the North. Initially, the North, the Northerners were convinced.
When did he get this popularity? Is it just now? Because I never knew him to be popular. Buhari beat him in the North constantly, so I never knew him to be popular.
Let me land. Yes, why I'm saying this is because Goodluck Jonathan was initially very unpopular because of the Boko Haram insurgency. And most Northerners believed that he was behind the Boko Haram insurgency and that he was using General Hejerika to create more mayhem in the North. But on the ascension of Buhari and the lack of performance of Buhari's government, the people now began to see that it was even not the fault of Jonathan, that it was an issue that was even beyond him. Because even Buhari kept on saying technically defeated, almost technically defeated, almost about to be defeated, but the thing continued. Okay. So the Northern, in fact, the incidents that broke the camel's back was when Bello Turji burned some people alive in a bus. And the Northerners could not take it, and they said Buhari was incapable.
Okay, Umar Sani,
yes.
We're wrapping up now, yes. But I hope in less than a second. With this background that you have given, would it not be right to accuse the Northern political establishment of opportunism and hypocrisy? This is the same Northern political establishment that opposed President Goodluck Jonathan in 2014-2015. They said they wanted power back to the North. And now he's become the bride, the political bride that they are all courting. Is it not because they say, okay, he's the surest best, we don't want Tinubu, but Jonathan will at least do just one time, using one Southerner against the other. And then there are Northerners coming to defend that. I think we should call out the hypocritical or the hypocrisy of the Northern political elite so they can just manipulate Southerners as they wish. Briefly, don't you think that's the problem?
Well, okay, Dr. Abati, on this matter, I will say that the questioner knows much more than the answerer. You were part and parcel of the system, you were in the government, and you knew what happened. Now, coming to whether the North is taking advantage or, well, the North, like I said several times, were misled by some of the ulamas who began to, campaign for Buhari as being the Messiah that Nigeria needed. And the Northerners took it hook, line, and sinker, believing that he's the Messiah. But later on, we discovered that he was human after all, and that he could not do whatever. And then the nostalgia of Goodluck's period, where prices of goods and life was good, you buy a bag of rice for 7,000 to 8,000 and so forth, began to now re-echo. And so it is not about the power dynamics that is behind the North's resurgence or recall of Jonathan. It is the good life that has happened during his period. And that good life gives him that credibility and say, oh, after all, during Goodluck, we didn't suffer like this.
Okay.
We were enjoying life, we were doing, so let us not look at it from the angle of power. But politicians, of course, will take advantage and say, since Goodluck has only one term and the North loves him, let us bring him so that we can take advantage.
Okay.